The Alchemical Wedding of Christian Rosenkreutz is one of the most enigmatic and profound texts in the Western esoteric tradition. Published in 1616, it is the third and final manifesto of the Rosicrucian movement, following the Forma Fraternitatis and the Confessio Fraternitatis. This allegorical narrative is a rich tapestry of alchemical symbolism, mystical themes, and spiritual allegories that encapsulate the ideals of the Rosicrucian Brotherhood. The Alchemical Wedding of Christian Rosenkreutz is attributed to Johann Valentin André, a Lutheran theologian and scholar. It is presented as the story of Christian Rosenkreutz, the legendary founder of the Rosicrucian order, and his journey through a 7-day spiritual transformation. The narrative is set in a fantastical castle where Rosenkreutz participates in a series of esoteric and alchemical rites culminating in a mystical wedding. The narrative of the alchemical wedding unfolds over 7 days, each filled with symbolic events and mystical experiences. Day 1, Christian Rosenkreutz receives an invitation to a royal wedding. Despite initial hesitation, he prepares himself spiritually and physically for the journey, embodying the alchemical principle of purification. This day sets the tone for the transformative journey ahead, emphasizing the need for readiness and willingness to undertake the path of enlightenment. Day 2, Rosenkreutz embarks on his journey and encounters various trials that test his faith and resolve. He joins other invited guests, all seeking enlightenment. The trials symbolize the purification process in alchemy, where impurities are removed to prepare the material for transformation. Day 3, the travelers arrive at a magnificent castle, where they are welcomed and undergo a series of rituals. These ceremonies symbolize the alchemical processes of transformation and refinement. The castle represents the inner sanctum of the soul, where true transformation takes place. Day 4, Rosenkreutz and the guests witness a series of magical and alchemical demonstrations, deepening their understanding of the hidden mysteries of nature and spirit. These demonstrations serve as a metaphor for the alchemist's work in the laboratory, transforming base metals into gold. Day 5, the participants are subjected to trials that represent the death and rebirth central to alchemical practice. Rosenkreutz demonstrates humility and wisdom, advancing in his spiritual journey. This day emphasizes the necessity of letting go of the old self to allow for spiritual rebirth. Day 6, the culmination of the process occurs with the mystical wedding itself, a union of opposites symbolizing the synthesis of male and female, material and spiritual, human and divine. The wedding represents the alchemical conjunctio, the sacred marriage of opposites resulting in the philosopher's stone. Day 7, the story concludes with a feast celebrating the alchemical and spiritual achievements of the participants. Rosenkreutz returns home, transformed and enlightened. The feast symbolizes the completion of the great work, where the alchemist enjoys the fruits of their labor. The alchemical wedding is laden with rich symbolism and multiple layers of meaning. The entire narrative is an allegory for the alchemical process, where base materials symbolized by the uninitiated individuals are transformed into gold. Spiritual enlightenment through purification, death, and rebirth. Each day of the journey represents a different stage in the alchemical process. Mirroring the work done in the alchemist's laboratory, the wedding symbolizes the union of opposites, a central tenet in alchemical and hermetic traditions. This union represents the reconciliation of dualities such as light and dark, male and female, and material and spiritual. The alchemical marriage is seen as a necessary step toward achieving spiritual wholeness and enlightenment. Rosenkreutz's journey mirrors the path of the spiritual seeker, who must undergo trials, face inner demons, and achieve self-purification to attain higher knowledge and enlightenment. The narrative highlights the importance of perseverance, humility, and inner strength in the quest for spiritual truth. The text emphasizes the importance of hidden knowledge and the pursuit of wisdom. The rituals and symbols encountered by Rosenkreutz reflect the esoteric teachings of the Rosicrucians, who believed in the transformative power of secret knowledge. The manuscript itself can be seen as a guidebook for those seeking to uncover the mysteries of the universe. The alchemical wedding has been subject to various interpretations over the centuries. One of the most widely accepted interpretations is that it is a detailed allegory of the alchemical process. In this view, Christian Rosenkreutz's journey represents the alchemist's work to achieve the philosopher's stone, a symbol of ultimate wisdom and spiritual enlightenment. The 7 days of the wedding correspond to the 7 stages of alchemical transformation, calcination, dissolution, separation, conjunction, fermentation, distillation, and coagulation. Each stage represents a step in the purification and refinement of the soul. Some scholars see the text as a mystical journey towards spiritual enlightenment. The trials and ceremonies that Rosenkreutz undergoes symbolize the inner challenges and transformations that a spiritual seeker must experience. The mystical wedding, in this context, represents the union with the divine, the ultimate goal of the spiritual path. This interpretation highlights the importance of personal growth, humility, and the pursuit of higher knowledge. The alchemical wedding can also be interpreted as a Rosicrucian manifesto, encapsulating the philosophical and spiritual ideals of the Rosicrucian Brotherhood. The narrative emphasizes the importance of esoteric knowledge, the synthesis of science and spirituality, and the pursuit of a higher moral and spiritual order. The text can be seen as a call to action for those who seek to join the Rosicrucian movement and participate in the spiritual regeneration of humanity. In a more modern context, some interpreters have applied Jungian psychology to the alchemical wedding. Carl Jung's theories on alchemy as a metaphor for psychological transformation resonate deeply with the text. According to this interpretation, the various characters and events in the narrative represent aspects of the psyche. The trials and transformations experienced by Rosenkreutz symbolize the process of individuation, where the individual integrates different parts of the self to achieve wholeness and self-realization. Another perspective considers the alchemical wedding within its historical and literary context. The early 17th century was a time of significant intellectual and cultural change, with the Reformation, the rise of humanism, and a burgeoning interest in Hermeticism and alchemy. The text can be seen as a product of this milieu, reflecting contemporary concerns with the nature of knowledge, the relationship between science and religion, and the quest for spiritual and intellectual renewal. The influence of the alchemical wedding extends beyond the confines of the Rosicrucian movement. Its themes and symbols have permeated various esoteric traditions, influencing later occultists, mystics, and alchemists. The narrative's emphasis on inner transformation and the quest for hidden knowledge continues to resonate with those on the spiritual path. The Alchemical Wedding of Christian Rosenkreutz is a masterpiece of esoteric literature, offering a profound allegory of spiritual transformation and enlightenment. Through its rich symbolism and intricate narrative, it encapsulates the ideals of the Rosicrucian Brotherhood and the broader alchemical tradition. As a timeless exploration of the human quest for divine wisdom, the Alchemical Wedding remains a beacon of inspiration for seekers of esoteric knowledge and spiritual truth. Its enduring legacy in the world of mysticism and alchemy attests to its deep and universal appeal.